I'm excited to introduce today's speaker, Lisa Walden. Lisa is a renowned communication and culture expert and co-founder of Good Company Consulting. Her company's mission is to help organizations create workplaces that don't suck, and is motivated by the simple idea that the key to any great business is to put people first. Please help me welcome Lisa Walden.
When I talk to managers, leaders, and CEOs, and I ask them, what are you worried about? Almost across the board, the answer is burnout. And when we look at the research and the surveys that have been done, not only in the US, but worldwide, that is a major concern as we look at the next 5 to 10 years in the workplace.
Don't get me wrong, technology is amazing. I don't know where I'd be without it, but it's had kind of a negative consequence, which is because we can work from wherever, whenever, because there is no unplugging, there is no goodbye client, goodbye guest, like I am leaving and you cannot reach me because there's no way to reach me. You are always reachable. You are always beholden to these people who want to reach out and ask questions and find out about this and that, and did that happen, and the vendor. You are literally always available, unless you are very, very clear with boundaries, which is not easy to do. So we have this environment where we can't unplug, and all of these apps and these tools and this technology that was supposed to make it easier for us, that's supposed to make life more efficient and more productive. We're just getting pinged with all these notifications, all these emails. You're trying to respond, but you can't respond fast enough, and you end up feeling like, this is fine, I got this. Everything is totally, totally under control. But maybe not.
At work, we've never had more tools and technology to keep us connected, and yet we've seen that in the last 20 and 30 years, the rates of anxiety, burnout, depression, and isolation have absolutely skyrocketed.
2007, the first iPhone emerged onto the scene, and it shook us. It shook the way we do everything. Because now you can do everything you need to do communication-wise from this one tiny little tool that you can carry around in your pocket. You can text, you can leave voicemails, you can send emojis, bitmojis, you can do basically whatever you want through this communication super machine that is the smartphone.
We can't keep doing things the way that they've always been done. We need to look at the conditions that we're in right now and think, what are some key mindset shifts we can implement to improve productivity, to improve retention, to improve workplace motivation and happiness so that everyone wins, including your bottom line?
And whenever we talk about this hashtag unplugging, I get a lot of skeptical faces. I could not possibly do that. You are crazy. You don't understand our industry. Yeah, I do know all those things. I totally get it. But it is possible to carve out just a little bit of time in your life, 5 to 10 minutes. It makes a huge, huge difference. And you have to be the one prioritizing that. No one is going to make it okay for you. You have to be intentional about setting that boundary, drawing that line, and unplugging. Unplugging is a version of self-care. There are real consequences. Burnout, it kills creativity. It kills your ability to communicate effectively. Confidence, curiosity, connection, all of these things really suffer when you don't take that time to unplug.
I want to challenge audiences. I want them to think about things in a way that's different than they've ever thought of before. That means challenging old conceptions of things like leadership, things like workplace culture, and even the way that we communicate with one another.
It's actually not as effective as you think it might be, because the golden rule is about you. It's about how you want to be treated. Thinking about, okay, how do I put myself in their shoes and treat people the way that they wish to be treated, which is the platinum rule. And this is especially effective in communication. It's especially effective to motivate and manage teams in the sales world, as you can imagine, because it's not about you. To get a message heard, you should communicate the way that people want to be communicated with. I think there's two kinds of people in the world. There's the kind of people in the world who write emails and send them without ever looking at them again. And then there's me, who reads her email 75 times and maybe once more and is like, can you proof this? Because I'm not sure that I did it sufficiently well. I was writing this email that took me like an hour and a half. It was beautifully crafted. There were bullet points. I counted my exclamations. There weren't too many. I highlighted stuff. I underlined things. It was a work of art. It took me, I'm not exaggerating, an hour and a half to write. Sent it. Whew, did it. Done. 1 minute later, the person I sent it to called me back and said, hey, Lisa, saw you wrote me a novel. Not going to read that. Do you want to just give me the bullet points right now? Okay, sure, Richard, let's chat, let's talk. But since that moment, I have never written him an email again. I call him when I need to have a conversation because I know that is his MO. And I just wasted my time writing this beautiful novel email because he's not going to read it.
What I hope when people walk away from a presentation is that I've given them not only some key awareness around issues that they'd never really thought about before, but some actionable strategies that they can implement themselves.
Rather than jumping to negative conclusions, assume positive intent. And I heard someone put this to me in such a succinct and really clear way. She said, "You never know if someone's coming from adopting a puppy or from their mother's funeral." And that's so true. You never know. Context matters so much, so just assume positive intent and give people benefit of the doubt. When you assume positive intent, you let others know you have confidence in them, and people will often go to great lengths for someone who believes in them.
I'm so excited to contribute to this conversation. I'm so excited about the work that we're doing to change the narrative around the workplace, because the workplace doesn't have to suck. You don't have to dread getting up in the morning on Monday to go into work. When you change how you think about work, when you put people at the center of your strategy, when you stop thinking about them as human capital and instead as whole humans, that's when everything changes.